Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Panthers and the Bills, next on Madden Football.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, we are at Highmark Stadium, just south of downtown Buffalo. Tonight, we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right away between the Carolina Panthers and the Buffalo Bills. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And when you watch Corral play, you have to be impressed with just how fearless he is in any situation. Excellent in the pocket, accurate, ball gets out of his hands quickly. He also can break out and create big plays as well, often with his legs. A tough runner, a tough leader. This guy has big-time potential.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On second down, here's Corral. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, the preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads, everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
They start the drive with Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Now Allen. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you to the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support. And I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll try the middle with Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now a first carry for their fullback. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. Quick slant complete to Howard. Touchdown, Bills. O.J. Howard from 17 yards out. And the Bills put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now a throw here to his running back, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Corral, and they take him down. The Bills get to him. It was Von Miller who shot in there to get him down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now after the sack, you got Corral and the Panthers here staring at a tough play, 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw going to be caught by McKenzie. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. And taken down just shy of the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, it's Moss again. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
He doesn't give many opportunities to carry it, so he's got to maximize. In this case, after dropping it like that, I think his number's going to go way down. What do you think?
Yeah, and sometimes those fullbacks, let's just be frank, they usually don't have the hands that the running back does.
And it's hard for them because they do so much blocking. A lot of times, their hands actually get beat up in the process, and it's hard for them to hold on to the football.
A 1st down throw here for Corral. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but When you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to them, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
These two teams all tied after one. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. To throw is Wolford. And his throw is incomplete. The intended receiver there, Ian Thomas, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Flushed out right. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. John Wolford, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
Well, that's what you want to see from your quarterback when it's a goal line situation. A guy who's not afraid to tuck the ball, give his body up, and get into the end zone. That ought to inspire his entire team.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays and a 9-yard run on the end of it. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They'll start on the ground with Moss. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 2nd down, it's Moss again. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this.
Fourth down, Dalton wants to throw. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at my coach. Well, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now Wolford. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wolford. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Wolford. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bills going to take over again on offense. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
Foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
What's the deal, dog?
Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the post game. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll go up the middle here with Moss. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
But that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate that was just incomplete.
To throw again on second down. Dalton. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And here's Matt Araiza now. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Wolford. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. They find some open field here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and we've seen a few moments like this in the first half already from this defense. You know you're going to give up some catches, but it's what they do after the catch that's really been hurting them. And it does again right there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Right back to Hubbard. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Wolford to throw. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2, but he doesn't come anywhere close. And the Bills are going to get the football back. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Dalton's throw complete to Shakir. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
They'll run on first down with Moss. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On second down, it's Moss again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That second down play nets a -4.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Working free to drop him for the sack there was Amari Barno. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. Now onto the field here come the Panthers. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. To throw again on second down. Wolford over the middle, complete. That's Smith. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Wolford now to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Straight ahead with Hubbard, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. .45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense now for one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this is caught. It's Parker. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Dalton, he's going to wind up and air it out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Dalton. And this is Parker, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bass is good. And they're back within a touchdown at 17-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there. Most of the starters are likely done. These coaching staffs getting ready to evaluate the youngsters in the second half. And to call the remainder of this preseason opener, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
In what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. Stevenson now, he's going to bring this out. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
2nd and 10. Dalton once more. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 23 yards the pickup there.
The partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
On the handoff, running left, Moss. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
3rd down, here's a run by Moss. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. They're going to run for it. It's Moss. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And out of the air, Dalton. And his throw here's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Dalton. And that is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone, and they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
3rd down from the gun, Dalton. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 14. A gain of 22.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Moss on the give up the middle. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Tackle made there by Keith Taylor. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go again here with Moss. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Khalil Shakir from 10 yards out. And the Bills are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will level the playing field at 17-all. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
Wolford looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wolford, it's caught. Smith. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Wolford to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
On 2nd and 10, Dalton. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Dalton now to pass. Open man is Marquez Stevenson. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
They'll run out of the gun with Moss. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
Dalton sets up play action. He'll buy some time right. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
2nd down and 3. On the handoff, it's Moss. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. This is caught. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front. And, boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was none of this show-you heavy set, bootleg it out. Nah. Big guys up front, hand it to the big guy in the backfield.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Wolford now on 1st down. He gets it to Thomas. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Wolford. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 44, Wolford. He's got Smith here. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wolford. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play.
Again, they'll throw with Wolford.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body.
And the Bills are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
I think this one went around very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
And he's going to take this one down inside the 45.
74 yards on the ground for him so far.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for this with Moss.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Right back to Moss. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Play action here with Dalton.
Shakir hauls it in.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now a give running left with Moss. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Up.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On the give, this is Moss. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 95 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run here with Moss. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. Zach Moss. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina as this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Wolford going to throw. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Wolford's throw pulled in by Marshall. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. The Panthers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And we're definitely getting towards the point of the game where not getting a lot of yards is secondary to keeping the clock moving. I mean, to me, that's a double win defensively. Short gain and some more time off the clock.
Wolford, they're going for it on 4th down. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give running right, Moss. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 113 yards rushing for him now on 25 carries. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Moss. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run on 1st down with Moss. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Zach Moss ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bills have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Bass on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for in this fourth quarter. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hubbard. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to...
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over here up near the 40. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They lead big. Quite the kickoff, really, to this exhibition schedule as they start once more with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Moss. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll go up the middle here with Moss. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now a run with Moss. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. That'll go as a pickup of 8. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.